Everyone, welcome to Toy Channel. Today we're gonna play some Whispers of Blue. Let's begin. The sea truly is a realm of mystery. An aquarium, no matter how big, is merely a poor replica created by us humans to experience a bit of the magic for ourselves. There you go. I contemplate my hard work while wiping a bead of sweat off my forehead, and my reflection shine is smiling back at me in this perfectly clear glass I spent my afternoon on. Clean as new, I thought it was never going to end. With a sigh, I threw the towel on the tray next to the spray, feeling content with myself. Maybe one day my prevalence will be a word, and I'll do more than just cleaning around. Also, I'm a janitor. Yeah, I'm probably a janitor. Sure, sometimes I get to feed the fishes, but that's more of a casual thing when the primary caretaker is absent. I knew I was getting into when I took this post, and it's definitely an important part of the job. But interacting with the marine residents of this aquarium seems like a more enriching experience. It hasn't been long since I've been hired, so I had to do with wait for opportunity. So I'm building up myself from janitor to like CEO? Excuse me? I flinch at the sudden touch of my shoulder and turn around. Oh, Sophia! I love the artwork already. I just love it. I got my caring and energetic red-headed colleague. She's my senior and the one who showed me the ropes of the job since day one. We even sometimes grab a drink together outside the work hours, which in some cultures is actually highly recommended. Maybe that means she's more of a friend than a colleague at this point. Did you finally finish cleaning? Yes, finally. People just can't keep their hands up to themselves and leave fingerprints everywhere. It's like the kids are just touching. Like, shark touch. What about you? I was just about to arrange the food for our friends tomorrow before taking off. She shook the basket of freshly cut vegetables and shrimp as proof. I wish someone would give me food on a daily basis too. That'd be awesome. Maybe try to be a little guppy in your next life. That goes into the aquarium, not the ocean. I'll keep that in mind. Sophia lets out a friendly chuckle. Anyway, were you about to head home? Like, I was cleaning. Yep, I was just about to dispose of my trail before you came. Wait, what? What trail? Then I'm coming at the right time. For the pretty eyes, being lazy on the job, then. For my pretty eyes? That too. Mr. Morrow asked for you. Wait, what? Who's Mr. Morrow? And your pretty eyes. I blink in surprise. Is that a good thing? I don't know. Is this boss? Run, I'm in trouble. Did you do something wrong? Okay, it's the boss. Run. Not that I know of. I think I was late the other day. Really, how much? About 5 minutes. He's pretty strict about punctuality, But I doubt he's summoning someone just for that. You never know. You never know. He would send an email at the most. I think technically my job 4 minutes late. Okay, 5 minutes late. Shame on you. Then why? In the 6 months I spent here, I only got small glimpse of him from afar. Well, I can't be too sure about that, but that probably has to do with the incident the other day. What incident? You know, she didn't feel a need to finish her sentence for me to understand. After all, that was all everyone could talk about lately, and for good reasons. Is Davin okay? Like, so someone got hurt. What did they do? Sophia couldn't help but wince. The poor guy. I wasn't there when it happened, but I heard it was a sad sight. As far as I know, his life isn't in danger. Well, it could be. Depends on what happened. But he probably won't be around. Well, he probably won't be around before long. He probably won't be around before long. If he ever comes back. Not that. I would blame him if he doesn't. It's not like I was close to Davin, but still, his incident raised a lot of attention and concerns. What happened? Not only among us, but with the media too, despite our best efforts to keep it private. Media, well, if it's a slow news day, well, that's gonna happen, or it's technically be big news. That's understandable, but what does that have to do with me? Well, I didn't say it was for sure, but someone will have to replace him, you know. I could feel my blood turn cold. Me? Don't panic. That's just a possibility. You should go to see for yourself what he wants. And you better go quickly. You know how he despises late people. Yeah, we were talking about that. She took a few steps behind, about to head her way with a wave and apologetic smile. I need to go too. It's good luck. Like, I don't want to move up. And just like that, I was left alone. Being summoned by my boss wasn't nerve-wracking enough. If being summoned by my boss wasn't nerve-wracking enough, I may now become next in line to place Davin. After what happened to him? No, calm down. As Sophia said, it might be completely unrelated. Maybe he needs to scold me for something. Yeah, that must be it. No worries. I'm not going to be placing Davin. We jinxed already. And so, with the confidence of a plankton in front of the whale, I head to the boss's office. I took a deep breath, in vain. Hope to ease my tense body before knocking on the door. Come in. Somehow I felt like I went back in time, just when I was getting interviewed for my internship. It felt like a long time ago, but it wasn't. It was 6 months ago. God, I forgot how intimidating that man was. It's like, doesn't look intimidating at all. But then again, I've been playing a lot of Yandere games, so it wasn't just the several scars that marked his body, but even his growl-sounding voice. Okay, gravel-sounding would sound. And his demeanor bore an aura of authority. Wait, he says one scar. Or no, 2. 3. He has the hand. It's not that bad. Don't just stand there and come sit down. There's a rumor saying that he was in the Marines. It may be totally invented, but somehow I don't doubt it for 1 second. I hurriedly carried myself to the chair in front of his desk as he put down the papers he was inspecting. How have you been, How has your spirits with your new job? How has been your experience with your new job so far? Oh, okay, so, absolutely perfect, perfectly good, not that great. I'm gonna say absolutely perfect. I quickly got used to the different duties I hold, and as for now, I think it went really well. That's good to hear. Adaptability is an important trait to have here. I'm glad I wasn't wrong about you. A compliment coming from him seems pretty awkward, to be honest. Maybe because it's not something to be expected from someone with such a stern face and strict tone. Oh no. Looks can be deceiving. Let's put that. The most chill person could be the most dangerous, and the most stern person could actually be the nicest person you know. The same. Feels good to hear, though. Thank you. He crosses his arm as he leans on his desk, and I instinctively straighten up my back. After the small talk, here comes the real stuff. You probably guessed it. I didn't call you here just to talk about your day. Oh, I came here to talk about me taking Devin's spot, huh? Devin. I'm sure you've seen our most recent resident. I nod at his words. Oh, our fishman, the Merman! Yay, our romantic partner. I'm gonna be our romantic partner. Eventually. I suppose you heard of the incident he caused 3 days ago. Gulp. No, Brad. Dalvin was above the aquarium to feed him. We didn't expect a merman to be able to jump high enough to catch his ankle. Thankfully, he wasn't alone, and he was well equipped, so we managed to get him out before he sustained any fatal energies. Yeah, you want me to feed the Merman now? Oh, well, I'll take it. I'm being killed by the, sexy merman. His days aren't counted, but I'm not going to hide it from you. It wasn't pretty. So it wasn't his fault. So good that they're not gonna fire the guy. I didn't like where this discussion was headed. As for now, I have no idea when or if Davin will come back. His eyes peer straight into my soul. Someone needs to take on his job. Yep, I knew it. Yeah. Though I didn't say anything, my thoughts must have been written all over my face since he let out a raspy sigh. Of course, I have no intention of pressuring you to accept. I need you to take a decision quickly, as I cannot afford to let that creature unattended for long. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. I want to be the most transparent with you. Okay, will I get raised? How long will it last? Okay, I want to do that. How long it will last? It's only temporary, a few days at most. Really? How come? The merman doesn't belong to us per se. He was captured by fishers, and the nearest place where it could be kept was in our reserve. However, since it's still an unknown species for the most part, he was quickly brought to be transferred to a lab as soon as possible. Wait, they're gonna dissect the guy? Free the merman! He frowned at the thought. Truth be told, I would have released that animal back to the wild given the chance. He has no business being kept in a lab, just as I wouldn't even show him off to the public with the rest of our aquarium. Sometimes things are better left hidden. But unfortunately, I don't have the authority to take that kind of decision. He's not our property. He's his own property. Mr. Marlowe, I have a proposition. We go into a free willy ET type thing and we put him back in the ocean. There's still many things we don't know about him. So until he gets sent away, we'll have to properly take care of him. This is giving me, what was that, movie with the, fish guy and the blind, was it deaf girl? Blind girl? Can't remember. It's, something about the ocean. You won't be alone on that task, and we'll try to make it so you don't have to interact with him for too long. Is there anyone else? After the incident the other day, no employee has been willing to even approach his tank. They're rather stick to their current field, and I can't force them to agree when they already have their own task. Davin was actually part of the staff that cares for sharks and other big predators. With him missing, their team is already understaffed. Oh. Is that for a bigger predator than the shark? A smaller predator than the sharks does. So that's the merman probably has human level intelligence. Probably smarter than human, to be fair. So basically, I'm more of a last resort. In the case you're misunderstanding, I'll make this offer. Because you're a professional, I wouldn't ask that of anyone I don't fully trust. What did I just get their green? Here you go. Am I too easy to read? Or he just got some mind reading skills? And what's my profession? Janitor? And, intern? Intern? You're easy to read. Darn. As I reached the end of the interview, Mr. Morrow shifty slid the sheet of paper on my side of the table. Do read carefully. I don't want to make a decision you might regret. With a slight hesitation in my hand, I grabbed the contract and began my reading. All the needed infos were there, and sure enough, the salary was much higher. I think how much higher to be fair, to endanger your life. Not that it would matter if I were to die on the job, but it was still nice. For a limited time of 3 days until the specimen gets extracted towards a new environment. I should manage to not die for those whole 3 days, right? The pen on the counter seemed to be fiercely eyeing me, suddenly praying me to take it and just be done with it. Without doubt, the advantages were good. On the other hand, the disadvantages were possibly lethal. Is there truly a good enough reason for me to accept? The money, the merman. Not really. The merman. Sure, the money is nice, but it couldn't compare to the thrill of the experience. I came here to approach the wild marine life, and now I get to see, up close, a specimen only seen in the legends. That was a dream come true. Maybe a dangerous one, but one worth dying for. It's like, yes. How many people would kill to be in my place? Maybe I was being foolish to be too optimistic, but at the point, who cares? At this point, who cares? I know I'll regret it if I don't take it. My newly found confidence fills my lungs. I grab the away pen and begin writing down my info. I did take a look. I didn't get to take a look at my boss's reaction, but it seemed like I heard a hum of appreciation. It's like, yes, he's like, hey, yes, a sucker. Okay, miss. Now I just need to sign my name. My name? I am. Okay, I'm gonna do this on my end. Are you done? Yes. Mr. Marrow claps his hand on his desk, giving me a look of appreciation. It's like, yeah, sucker. Then let me congratulate you on your promotion. At this, Mr. Morrow stood up, signing the end of the tense interview. Near the gesture and follow him to the door. I don't want to pronounce it right now. Somehow I felt less timid by his side, surely because he showed me more concern, understanding than I expected him from a man his size. As we say, don't judge a book by its cover. I just said that like a little while ago. Okay, thank you once again for your willingness to accept. Truth to be told, we would have been in a pinch if you didn't. No, thank you for this opportunity. I can die. I can die. For real. I took the hand he extended to me as he took a card out of his back pocket. You need this to access the tank. It's located in the east wing. You only have to follow the number on the card. C116. The east wing is where the injured wild animals are kept before they get released. Except, this one isn't going to get released. Oh yeah, it is. We're gonna free it. They kept it in a pretty remote area, far from the public. Either there, I don't want to deal with the public. You should take a look around and familiarize with each other's presence. We still don't know about his level of intelligence, or if he can feel a sense of familiarity. As of now, he always showed aggression, but just in case, I don't think it would be a bad idea to try to befriend him. I think he has to be intelligent. However, don't wander too close to the tank if you're alone. Only do so if you feel it was an emergency, but remember, your life comes first. I'm not going to risk the lives of my employees, so be safe and familiarize your safety over all. Prioritize your safety above all. Got it? So run for the hills? He looked at me straight in the eyes as he spoke. He was serious. I mean, I chose the shark. I chose the merman. No way I could fully die. Well, he always was. But this time, more than ever. Understood. I took the card from his hand, securing it in my pocket. Also, don't forget to cover your ears with the noise-canceling headphones before entering his room. You would find them in the locker area in the door. You could connect it to your walkie-talkie to communicate with the merman's room. Why? We don't know everything about his abilities. but we don't know anything about their abilities. But mer people luring humans with their voice is not just in fairy tales. Let me assure you. Can I find out? Well, that's reassuring. Understood. Takes off the headphones. I want to out. It's like, don't forget, no matter how. It's like, yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. Don't forget, no matter how human he may look, there is still that's still a wild and unpredictable creature, just like the rest of our residents here. I mean, to be fair, I'm gonna say it, humans are wild and unpredictable too. Have you ever seen a human? And serves a human need, sir? I think some wild animals have more humanity than some humans. Goodbye, Miss Lion. I step out of the room, letting the door close behind me. Well, got myself a promotion way faster than I could ever think about. I was very hesitant at first, but now I feel more confident. Confident I might actually die. Of course, caring for a mystical creature is something many people would die for. And I might literally die. And that may just happen to me. But that's a worry for future me. After he grounds me. That's of course. I go like, crap. I should not take that job. First things first, the headphones. I insert the card in the slot of the locker and grab the intended item for my survival. That was one thing I didn't expect to be doing in an aquarium, but here we go. Well, I can't even hear my own voice. All I can hear is the blood pumping in my ears. Once assured, it was safely scared and plugged to my walkie-talkie. I used the same card on the door this time with anticipation. The green light indicated that it was finally time for me to encounter the infamous creature that would be in my care for the following days. But it's not like I expected a reinforced door to be light. It was way heavier than expected. I tried forcing a bit more, but was quickly met with resistance. Shoving my shoulders into the door, it opened a bit more. However, it didn't look like the door itself was a problem. It was like there's something blocking the door on their side. Someone's just like shoving their. My feet took a step back unconsciously. There's no way, right? There's only one entry to this room. Something may have fallen behind the blocked door, and there's simply no other way. I tried to take a glance through the crack, but wait, that's scales. What is that? That looks like scales. It's like and the only fishy thing in that room was the merman. Touch it. Touch it. Touch it. My arms passed through and hesitating poke at whatever that was supposed to be. It was cold, with a bit of slimy texture that made the scales incredibly smooth, almost like velvet. Very much similar to fish, but it was completely unmoving. I pat the fishy's skin with a bit more vigor, trying to trigger some sort of reaction. Hey you, what are you doing here? Then, without warning, the tail started moving, thrashing around and spouting water everywhere. My heart couldn't handle both the relief and the scare at the sudden, unexpected reaction caused by me to jolt. Okay, calm down, I'm coming. Taking a few steps back, I slammed the door, my whole body into the door repeatedly. I could already hear my shoulder I could already tell my shoulder will get bruised, but that was the least of my concern right now. But eventually, thanks to my efforts, the door ended up open, and the sight that greeted me is our merman, unconscious on the floor. They were gonna have to put him in the water. Now, that's definitely not something I was prepared for. You know, it's awesome. I like the design, though. Sprawled in front of me of my feet lay the merman, several meters away from the tank where he was supposed to stay. Since I only got a quick glimpse before, I didn't realize how massive he was. Even bigger than a giant dolphin we rescued once, meaning way past 2 meters long. So, like 8 feet? Wait. What's 2 meters? American meat. American. So, 2 meters. Six feet for 6 feet in maybe 6 feet in the quarter, almost 7 feet. So it's almost 7 feet tall. How did you even manage to jump out? As I analyzed the scene, I noticed a trail of water going from the merman to the handle of the door. His entire body was run by spasms as his mouth was wide open, grasping for, well, obviously not air. Yeah, water. I suppose that means a merman is closer to a fish than a marine animal. Than a mammal. A marine mammal. But he's seriously brought here just here to get out of the room? And for how long did he stay there? Probably for a while. No, never mind that. What am I supposed to do now? So either call for help, carry it back to the tank, give it CPR, which probably works fun. Find a bucket of water. Find a bucket of water. My eyes quickly scan the room to search for something that could be used to help. Oh, there's the bucket. I gaze in up, landing on a bucket full of cleaning equipment. That's way too small for him to fit, but the goal is to just for him to be able to at least breathe. I run towards it. Didn't lose any time to empty the contents to the floor. In a crash, I slid across the floor until a floor next to a valve and gathered all of my strength to open it with gritted teeth. Flowing water soon awarded me and filled the bucket to the brim. I didn't even have time to check, but hopefully it should be salty water, just like his tank. Closing the valve, I then slide a heavy bucket next to the merman, kneeling right next to it. There, put your head in there. The creature didn't even seem to acknowledge my presence, as it remained completely unmoving. Only when I attempted to touch his back did he spare me a glance. I was immediately seized by the whole range of emotions I could only read on his face. His gaze was filled with confusion and anxiety, and most certainly panic. A large frown covered his forehead, with slightly trembling hands, looking up to my own. It wasn't for his weird texture greenish blue skin, his enormous size, his pointy teeth, his bright yellow eyes with slurring pupils, his webbed hands, and of course the giant fish tail flopping around. Anyone would have mistaken him for a human. Despite several warnings advising me against interacting with that deadly creature of the ocean more than necessary, I just couldn't help but settle on the apologetic hand on his shoulder, drawn by his human-like features. He truly looked pitiful. I just wanted to communicate my peaceful intentions. However, the message didn't quite meet the expected reaction. The merman flinched before he suddenly grabbed my waist forcefully. Thankfully, I was covered from head to toes, and his long talons only dug into my blocks. My first instinct was to retract my arm, but my attempt fell short, as he didn't even seem to notice my effort, truly showcasing the gap in raw street that separated us both. Instead, I gently pat the bucket of water next to him, hoping to get its attention back to it. Unfortunately, he seemed way too preoccupied by my presence to deviate his stare from mine. As if to prove further that point, he decided to yank my arm, robbing my stability in the floor of my feet. I met the slippery surface of the tiling that with what I thought would have been a loud yelp if I could hear myself through my headphones. I found myself sprawled on my back, but my eyes didn't even have time to adjust to the bright lights of the ceiling. That large shadow casted over me. Oh, he's gonna kill me. If the security distance rule wasn't violated before, no, it definitely was. If I could just remember how to breathe, I could certainly be able to smell what he ate for dinner. Despite the headphones interrupting all kinds of internal noise, I could tell he was only likely screeching by the way his mouth was controlled with a sharp teeth bared at me. If there's one thing I learned in my field, is that staying calm is the most important thing to do in that kind of situations. With that much hostility, any gesture would be taken wrongly. However, thanks to his aggression, his tail hit the bucket of water, effectively stealing his attention. This time, the merman seemed to notice the sound and shifted his body on his elbows to take a glance at the bucket and its contents, completely discarding me. His head immediately dipped under the water, like a startled man. Or in this case, a breathless merman. Hey, you could let me go. Could you let go of my arm now? Even though he seemed no longer to pay me any mind, his grip remained tight on my waist, though not as much as before. Do not. It was unfortunate for the scary distance, but I felt like moving when he couldn't see me would be more dangerous for me. If I were to guess, the reason he didn't release me yet was he could keep me in check. I wasn't in any immediate danger for now, so all I needed to do was wait patiently for my colleagues. Now that the merman was no longer in fatal danger, I decided to call for help and draw my walkie-talkie from my belt with my free hand. I logged into the global channel to contact everyone at once. Hey, YN talking. For the East Wing, room 116. It's like I wanted to wreck a robot. I found the merman out of his tank. I managed to find a way to keep him breathing, but I'll need help to move him back. My headphones let me hear an answer confirming someone was on their way. From a safe distance, I kept watching the merman bouncing his tail in satisfaction. At least it wasn't flashing around anymore. After a few minutes, everyone Uh, After a few minutes, people come rushing in, all equipment with headphones. A few eyebrows were raised at the sight of my captured arm, before some of them started to gently nudge the merman to uh, di- drip his drop his catch. I took a long look at my wrist, like waist, to search for any wound, but all I found was a slight mark that disappeared as I massaged it a bit. The merman was escorted back to the place where he was supposed to be, but not without resistance. A prolonged journey to the surface seemed to have visibly weakened him, though he couldn't put much of a fight. Still, no less than 8 men were necessary to restrain and carry him to safety. I wonder how heavy he must be for so many people to be needed. I took a step outside of the room, patting down my headphones for a short moment of breath. You did a very good job, Lion. I nearly jumped as Mr. Morrow took place by my side the moment I let my nerves calm down. Well, I didn't expect my first day of the job to be that stressful. A low rumble that sounded like a chuckle raised from his throat. It was a good thing you were so quick to accept this position. I couldn't even imagine what trouble we could have gone to if you weren't there. Sure enough, if the animal we were supposed to care for suddenly died, the media would assault us right away. But being a still unknown species would definitely blow things out of the proportions. What if we were What if we were even forced to close our doors? I didn't even want to think about it. I think I was just lucky to find him when it was too late. But you were quick-witted enough to keep your calm and properly manage the situation. I think that's worth congratulations. Yay, and much rejoicing. I suddenly felt shy, receiving compliments from my boss. I still think that anyone in my place would have done the same, so I wasn't special. Still, it felt nice to be appreciated. No, there's one person giving CPR. One person. Well, thanks. But now, it seems we have to take more secure measures. We definitely can't let something like that happen. The tank is large enough to swim, but there shouldn't be enough range to take speed and jump high enough to actually leave the tank. At least for any other animals. I greatly underestimated the merman. It's my fault. I mean, he has intelligence, let's say that. Didn't think that's your fault. We can take it as a lesson. We could have known. After all, no one has ever dealt with a merman before, right? It seems to be far more intelligent than any other animal we have ever seen here. Mr. Merrill's mouth curled up into amusement. I appreciate your intent to counsel me, but it's more than that. Regardless of the reasons, I'm the responsible for if anything were to happen because of my no my my problems. Okay. You have to double your vigilance with his weakened state. Do it for me if it notes any alarming sign. Maybe you should check on him to keep getting him used to your presence. And then he fell in love. Yes. He nodded goodbye and then turned around, leaving before the rest of the employees exited the room. I scared with headphones on my head and went straight back inside. During that time, they found a way to scare the top of the tank with some sort of temporary net. Temporary net. It's like, okay, so that's gonna work. He's just gonna use the net to catch us. Hopefully this time he doesn't find another way to unalive himself. He might try to unalive some humans though. As for now, he seems to be still in a state of shock, but he's progressively gained back his senses, his face now free of that distraught frown. I glance around, finally noticing the mess that's been made. Well, everyone went back to their duty. It's my job to manage this place now, so... Mop in hand, I put much effort into scrubbing the surface to make it squeaky clean. I then took time to pick up every item that was carelessly thrown in the floor in my effort to find a way to rescue the merman, put it back in their place. Without my knowing, my watch indicated it was already time for me to call it a day. My hand wiped the bead of sweat off my forehead, admiring the result of my hard work. The merman seems to have retreated behind a rock for the night. It seemed like he had his own fair share of human interaction. Yeah, too much. Which was understandable. Deciding to spare him my presence, I quietly left the room after my last-minute inspection. I closed the door, which marked the end of my first day as a merman's caretaker. Behind me, a curious pair of gleaming eyes pierced my back. It was by reflex that I found myself in front of the storeroom the day after. It was my job for so long, I guess habits die hard. It's like, yeah, though they do. With a metal faceplant, I turned my heels only to meet with a pair of wild puff of red hair. Oh, your friend Sophia. Hey, Wyatt. Clean already? You got there earlier than usual, aren't you? Aren't you? Oh, no, hi, Sophia. I got Devin's job now. Oh, hey, Sophia. Well, actually, I got here by mistake. I was about to head to the merman. Only for her dumbfounded face did I remember. I didn't get to inform her yet. Yeah, I know. We used to chat a bit by phone when we got home after work, but yesterday I went straight to bed and immediately dipped into deep sleep. Yeah, so about Davin's accident, I'm the merman's main caretaker now. Oh, now talk about a promotion. A death trapping me? Should I prepare a party or your funerals? Probably both. A party and a funeral. That's a weird way to graduate someone. A party then. Both. Both party and funeral, except we sound awesome. I chuckle lightly at that. Don't kill me off so easily. Sorry, I was just surprised. You looked so stressed yesterday, I didn't think you would end up accepting. Oh no, I saw Merman and like, choose. After all, think about it, it seemed like a golden opportunity. In any case, it's great you look more relaxed about it. I'm not going to lie, I'm not completely at ease either, but I think I built the confidence to face my fate. Oh, how my little guppy grew up so quickly. I couldn't help but roll my eyes as Sophia wiped an imaginary tear. So, I guess you're accompanying me to fetch food for your new friend now? Guess I am. It's like, yeah, I don't know what he eats. Does he like pizza? That wasn't the first time I set food in the cold room, but this time I wasn't there to just help carry some pallets for others. So, what does the merman eat? Pizza. Good question. You don't know? Boy, books I ever read about mermaids were are fairy tales, like The Little Mermaid, and they didn't exactly specify the dye in detail. And now I was left wondering just how much of these fairy tales are true. No one ever gave you a hint. I know he comes from deep waters. The previous caretaker didn't exactly last long enough for that. I know he comes from deep waters. At least I know I should present him some sea fish. The fishes. Sea fishes. Sea fish. That's a start. You get to find out his preference in due time then. I look at the different tickets on the fridge and pallets. Lost in seemingly unending list of food on display in the seawater section. Mackerel, sardines, squid, shrimp. Take squid. The Markle. How about I take a bit of everything? There should at least be one thing he accepts, right? I took a large bucket and start to fill it with every type of fish I could find. That's a lot. Yeah, but I need it for a morning of taste testing. Need help to carry all? That would be appreciated. No less than 2 trays were needed to carry a whole bunch of fish to the destination. Or cargo. Don't forget to tell me if you need help. I'll keep that in mind. I returned her wave of the hand and start to get ready. Headphones, walkie-talkie. My body's ready. For a moment, I was surprised by the way the door opened so easily, but I immediately found relief in the fact that no merman was found in the fort this time. I think that would serve as a traumatic experience for us both. I was mostly talking to myself, but from behind a rock, I could spot a perk of light blue. A peck of light blue. His bright neon yellow eyes definitely took notice of me. Yet he made no sign of getting closer. However, even when I get closer to him in his tank, he didn't seem to hide either. It looks like the trays took his attention, if I were to judge by the way he stared at them without even blinking. Breakfast time! I proudly opened the box in front of it. Opened the triangle to triangle some reaction. There was none. What? You don't like it? It's like, no. I present a mackerel to him. Fresh from today's refill. But he wouldn't even get out of his hiding place. Then you would prefer some shrimp? Zero reaction. Maybe you're just shy, a little shy. I took a few steps back. He completely disappeared behind the rock, clearly uninterested. Great. It's like, wait, what? I was right behind him, just look. Now I'll go back. Nope, nah. I took a box under my arm and climbed the ladder to the top of the tank. The staff covered the whole surface with what looks like a fishing net, preventing him from hopping away. However, I like to think he weren't not to do that again. Nah, he's gonna do it again. Hopefully that net would prevent any unfortunate situation, but still, throwing the fish from a safe distance seemed like the best option. After all, maybe he wouldn't be able to jump, but if the net couldn't save me at all if I were to fall in the tank. And so I did just that. Plop. I bit down the third time to grab another piece and I stumbled but quickly took back my bounce as something hard hit my head. I rubbed the back of my head looking at for the weapon that was tinted in my life. And just at my feet, it's the same fish that is. Isn't that the fish I just? He doesn't like it. But this time, the animal stuck me right in the face as I struggled not to fall back in surprise. I fall back in surprise, holding the guardrail behind me. Laying at my feet, the second fish I threw looked straight back at me as if taunt me. It's like, nah, I don't like this. Fit. I instantly grab it, hesitating to grab it, and throw it back into the tank. Only for it to immediately be sent back my way. Maybe he just didn't like those ones? And so I started throwing different kinds of fish. Each and every one of them was sent back. It's like, I don't want these, I want pizza. Pizza, pizza. Who wants pizza? How is there not a single thing you like in there? I wasn't really expecting an answer, but the bubbles popped around the mouth, seeming to indicate an attempt at communication. But whatever it was said was lost in my inhabit headphones. That being said, if he could say whatever he actually wanted, things would be way easier. Well, we are going to do the stupid thing probably and remove the headphones. Remove the headphones. No one ever attempted to communicate with him from the start, right? If Merman can sing, then surely they could be able to talk as well. Maybe I could just test it. I pulled the headphones over my head, looking down at the merman, who seemed to gain sudden interest in his eyes. Here we go. You can hear me now. It was pretty weird to suddenly hear the echo of my voice in this large room. The flowing water from the pumps sounded louder than I was used to. I was pretty curious what a merman would sound like, to be honest. Would it be like a chanting melody, like a fairy tale? Or would it hide? Would it have some hidden properties still unknown to mankind? It wasn't long for me to find out. It felt more like a whisper at first. Quiet, soft, almost sincere. And then it's like, I wasn't serene. I wasn't even sure I heard it right. The movements of the merman's lips confirmed my feelings, though. His eyes were staring at me as looking over my body, a recaring the world. The murmur slowly got louder, but not by much. Just slightly enough for me to notice. I still couldn't tell what he was saying, but I'm gonna put the headphones back on. I caught myself back from taking a step closer to the edge with a wild return to reality. What the heck was I about to do? I hastily put back the headphones, staring at the creature with cold sweat in my back. The realization that I almost got caught in a deadly trap trapped in my mind. Tension started to build up my stomach, so I stepped back under the stunned eyes. He's already completely disfigured one of my colleagues. I was warned times and times not to let his human face fool me. You won't have me like that. I couldn't tell if he would understand me, but his wide eyes turned more playful, happy. I wasn't sure yet, but if I could tell one thing is that he didn't think of me as a caretaker. More like food. He saw me as prey. Okay, it was a demo. Let's go back. Do not. No, I'm not crazy enough to attempt that. Not with his gaze indicating nothing but hostility. I'm no better than ignoring the previous advice from my veteran known as Mr. Morrow. Plus, he's a merman. Could he even speak, let alone understand human language? I wasn't about to risk it. As I was about to climb down the ladder with a scoff, I noticed the merman getting slightly closer. His mouth moved slightly as if he held my gaze. His expressionless face made it impossible to guess what was going on its head. It's not like he gave any sign of aggressivity, but I couldn't figure out his true intentions. No praying. Now we're gonna take a step closer. A single one, just to hear better. It felt like it was the very thing that he was waiting for. His jaws opened wider, letting the sound flow out with more power. I could see it. His rolled teeth, sharp, but it wasn't what I was interested in. Stop back. Take a step closer. His bass echoed with the wall's wide room, engulfing any other sound around. Closer. His melody reverberating in my head now, bouncing in my skull, immersing all thoughts. What thoughts? Closer. His delicious song flooded through my whole body, behind my eyelids, along my spine, from the top of my head to the tip of my toes. I took a... There was no sound anymore. Cold sweat ran down my back. No, not just sweat. My mouth hung open, trying to scream for help. However, my words transformed into bubbles that blew to the surface without me. My limbs swayed around in panic as water filled my lungs. But something held me back. I didn't look back to see what it was. I knew. And then I felt a sharp pain in my left arm. Then my right leg. Then neck. Red slowly fading my field of vision as I felt my body being relentlessly ripped to shred. And then it didn't hurt anymore. And that was a whisper of blue. If you like my content, please subscribe, like the video, help a lot, and comment down below. I'll see you guys next time.